plane was just about to take off. The ground behind it started collapsing rapidly. It was too late. The man pushed the throttle all the way down. But due to insufficient takeoff speed, the plane began to fall downward. He struggled to pull the plane up. The entire city started to collapse. All of California vanished before their eyes. Even on the plane, they could hear people's desperate and shrill cries. At this moment, it was like a living hell. After calming down, the man told them the news of the end of the world. Now they had to find Charlie as soon as possible, because he had a map for building the arks. Watching the entire California gradually being submerged by seawater, they all felt a lingering fear. Then they landed the plane near Yellowstone Park. Through Charlie's live stream, he found Charlie on the top of a mountain. But just as they were talking, the volcano that had been dormant for 600,000 years suddenly erupted.
You sure you don't want to come with, man?
So beautiful, I'm gonna stay.
Good luck.
Violent earthquakes and fireballs filling the sky showed all the viewers what true destruction was. Human beings seemed so small and helpless in the face of such a disaster. With his skilled driving skills, the man rushed back to the plane safely. After handing his daughter to his wife, he hurried back to the car again, successfully found the map. But suddenly, the ground began to collapse. Seeing this, his companions took off without hesitation. Fortunately, the man had the protagonist aura on his side. He climbed up gradually. With his wife's help, he successfully boarded the plane. Just in the nick of time, the plane lifted off successfully. After calming down, the man opened the map. It clearly said China on it, but this small plane obviously couldn't fly that far. They had to find a bigger plane. When they arrived in Las Vegas, the scene here was also equally horrible. At the same time, the White House began to evacuate, but the president decided to stay, to face the disaster together with everyone. But before he could finish speaking, the signal was suddenly cut off. At the same time, the monks in Tibet also noticed something was wrong. The seawater was submerging Mount Everest. If someone drops a nuclear bomb on your house, don't panic first. Anyway, you can't run away, so you might as well try to disarm the nuclear bomb. It's actually similar to an ordinary bomb. One wire controls detonation, the other controls the timer. Cutting either one at random gives you a 50% chance of success. The countdown is only 3 minutes left. No one can run out of the nuclear bomb's blast radius, so the man immediately goes home and empties the refrigerator. In the last seconds of life, they are still looking for hope of survival for the children. The boy miraculously survives in the end. The first thing he sees when he comes out is a warrior wearing T-60 power armor. From then on, the boy has a dream. He wants to become a hero in this wasteland world. Soon after, he joins the brotherhood that the warrior belongs to. After the nuclear war, they have been controlling military equipment, and their purpose is to control all scientific technologies in the wasteland, to strengthen their power. Therefore, the content the boy studies is all related to physics.
Can you identify this?
Rotor?
A circuit. The ability to defend yourself is but one part of your training. We are the finders and the preservers. Unless you know what to find and preserve, you are more useful as a corpse.
There is always a gap between dreams and reality. One day he receives a mission to storm a military base, to find a mysterious key. However, under the influence of long-term radiation, there are no living people left in the base, only mindless ghouls. They are like zombies. As long as their brains are blown apart, it's equivalent to complete death. Soon they arrive at the innermost office, just about to start searching. Suddenly, a terrifying roar comes from the corner. Facts have proven, as long as you have a gun, you can do anything in the post-apocalyptic world. They complete the mission easily, then board the transport plane and return to the warship. The moment the hatch opens, many members have already gathered on the deck, and they are shouting the boy's name loudly.
Oh shit! They breached the perimeter! They're surrounding us! Listen to me! They're destroying the perimeter defense!
They're coming for her.
Helicopters launch indiscriminate fire at the beast horde. Compared to human thermal weapons, the beast horde holds an absolute numerical advantage. The man is ordered to hold back the monsters, but their numbers are overwhelming. To ensure the toxin can leave the base safely, the woman has to cover her father's escape. They run towards the helipad. Everyone is on high alert. As the queen keeps roaring, the monsters rush towards the laboratory like maniacs. This terrifying scene sends chills down people's spines. At this moment the woman receives a message. The lower deck has been breached. Now they have only one way out. That is the jump tower. Fortunately it hasn't collapsed yet. At the same time, a large number of monsters pour into the laboratory. As they bite through the iron chains, the queen is finally free. After coming out she first observes her surroundings. Next comes the real revenge. Time is running out for them. A large group of monsters is quickly approaching the tower base. The pilot updates the woman on the situation in a timely manner. As long as they pass the platform ahead, they can reach the helipad smoothly. But the queen seems to sense the woman's presence. She immediately issues an order to her companions. The surrounding monsters immediately abandon the fight. All of them start moving towards the top floor. Worse still, only 5 minutes are left, but monsters are swarming from all directions. The man's path is also blocked. They exchange a glance, decide to fight with all they have. Taking advantage of the terrain, they pin the monsters down in the passage, then aim and shoot. The queen is trapped by the fire. The man finds a chance to escape. They shoot while advancing. At this time the queen also breaks free. She issues an order to kill the woman. In an instant, all monsters rush towards them rapidly, and the woman is only one step away from the tower, but unexpectedly, she is stabbed by the queen and falls rapidly. The man turns back to attack. The monsters don't take him seriously at all, but the dense bullets force them back. The woman pulls out the spike in pain. At this moment the helipad has been occupied by monsters. The helicopter can't land, so they head to helipad 2. At this time the base is like a living hell. A burning cruise ship crashes into the helipad. There's no time to react. Helipad 2 turns to ashes in an instant. They fall into deep despair, knowing she won't make it. The woman hands the successfully developed toxin to her father, but just after they bid farewell, the queen finds them. As she delivers a fatal blow, a steel plate suddenly falls off. The woman is dragged down. Realizing the jump time is almost up, the woman resolutely lets go. Seeing this the man jumps down without hesitation, and just then, he is transported back 30 years ago. The sheriff locked himself in the deepest cell, then threw the key out. When his colleague came in he found him staring blankly at the window. He told the sheriff not to speak at all, but he still opened his mouth.
Deputy Morris.
Please, Sheriff.
I want to go out.
Everyone who said these words ended up dead. In the future world humans live 1500 meters underground. There is a special rule here. Anyone who says they want to go out will be forced to go to the surface to perform cleaning tasks, and without exception. All these people are poisoned to death by the outside air. But the sheriff still resolutely said those 2 words. It was precisely because of the bizarre death of his wife 3 years ago. That day she shouted in the restaurant, "The outside world is actually very beautiful. The ruins everyone sees on the screen are actually images deliberately modified by the higher-ups. The purpose is to imprison people here." Seeing that everyone had no reaction at all, she immediately shouted that forbidden phrase.
It's okay.
I want to go out!
Just like that, the man personally sent her to the surface world. They watched through live broadcast. After the woman walked out of the bunker, she wiped the camera with her hand. Everyone held a glimmer of hope, but the woman took only 2 steps and fell to the ground, never able to move again. The hope in people's hearts was shattered once more. However, only the sheriff knew the truth. Before his wife left she told him, if the outside world is livable, she would turn back and wipe the camera. So there must be another reason for her death. To find out the truth, the sheriff also said that sentence. Just like that he put on a protective suit, but after the bunker door opened, he was deeply shocked by the outside world. The surface world was full of vitality. There were even birds flying in the sky. He was eager to let the people in the bunker know the truth, so he ran back to the bunker as hard as he could, and wiped the dust off the camera. However, the big screen showed the exact opposite scene. What people saw was, the sheriff also went to that ruins. As he walked step by step towards his wife's body, suddenly he felt dizzy. The sheriff suspected the real toxin might be hidden in the isolation suit, so he took off his helmet. But at this moment his physical condition was already very poor. Soon he fell beside his wife. The hope of surviving outside was shattered once again, and only one woman realized there must be a reason why the sheriff took off his helmet before he died.